Applying for financial aid for the first time can seem like an overwhelming process, but we've tried to make it as easy as possible by requiring only one form. And that form is the free application for federal student aid, called the FAFSA for short. Now you can find this form on the web at www.fasfa.gov. When the FAFSA is completed, it goes to the federal government, and then two things happen after that. The government sends a copy back to you, and then one to us. If you apply it online, then you'll receive your copy online as well. Now this is your opportunity to review the FAFSA and make sure that everything you put on it is accurate, as well as receive some initial feedback from the government about your application. If there's something on the FAFSA that we need to look at in more detail, then instead of the financial aid award notice, we'll send the student a verification request to collect additional documentation that will allow us to clean up the FAFSA, so to speak. Now, one of the main reasons you complete the FAFSA is to get an expected family contribution, or EFC number. And that number is a direct result of the information you put on the application. In short, it's the amount of money the federal government believes the student and his or her family can pay towards educational expenses for that award year. We take the EFC number and we subtract it from the cost of attendance, which is what we estimate it will cost a student to attend JMU for the year. The difference is the student's financial need, and that's when we start making financial aid awards. Now, we always look at giving the students grant dollars first. Then we go to the subsidized direct loan, the Perkins loan, and finally work study. These are all of the need-based financial aid programs. Now, if the student doesn't have any need, or we've given all of the need-based aid we can and there's still a gap in having enough to cover the anticipated costs, then we'll look at awarding an unsubsidized direct loan to the student or a federal Parent Plus loan to the student's parents. Students will be notified of their eligibility through the electronic financial aid award notice process. The email they receive in this process will direct them to their My Madison account, which is where they'll reply to the notice. One of the most common questions we receive is, what is the difference between a subsidized and an unsubsidized direct loan? Well, for a subsidized direct loan, it simply means that no interest is being charged to the student while he or she is in a qualified period of deferment. In most cases, this means the student will not be responsible for paying the interest as well as the principal of the loan until after graduation. For an unsubsidized direct loan, the interest is accruing in the name of the student while he or she is in school. Now, the student has two choices to make. The first is to make interest-only payments while in school, while the second is to have the interest added into the loan during school. The latter option will be more expensive, as it means the student will pay interest on top of interest once repayment begins. We always begin by giving the student as much subsidized direct loan as possible before ever going to the unsubsidized direct loan program. Now, as a transfer student, you need to make sure you've done one thing at your prior institution before coming to JMU. It's very possible that your prior school has already awarded you financial aid for the up-and-coming school year. And if they have, you need to contact your prior school and request that the aid be canceled so JMU can access those dollars for your attendance here. Some of the federal funds we offer cannot be dispersed to you if another school is processing the same type of aid for you on their campus. The student employment is becoming a more and more prevalent means to help pay for college, and we have three main employment options for students. The first is federal work study, which is a need-based financial aid program. Next is institutional employment, which has nothing to do with financial aid, and the FAFSA doesn't even have to be completed. It's just like a part-time job anywhere else, it just so happens it's on campus. Now, there are anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 students working on campus in any given year. The third option is off-campus employment. If you go to the financial aid webpage, you can find out more about each of these employment programs. There's a big difference at JMU in how scholarships are awarded to new students and returning students. For new students, the majority of the scholarships are awarded through the admissions process and the academic departments. You can find out more about scholarships at JMU by going to the scholarship section of our website. Just click on the scholarship and it'll tell you what you need to do to apply. Now, in closing, The best place to go for more information regarding financial aid and or other financial literacy topics such as budgeting or debt management is our website.